back again in the garage, and we're going to take another shot at putting together this Focus. So hopefully we'll get the majority of it done today. It's a nice day. I had a little break, had a little side project, if you want to see that. Reattaching a hood seal to a headlight on a Hyundai Tucson for my neighbor. But anyways, let's see what's next. All right, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to put that heat shield back on before I put too many other things on, and totally can't put it back on. So through the magic of film, I'm gonna get it set in place. Yeah. So, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be some kind of Rubik's Cube formula to get this all fitted back in there without breaking. Oh my goodness. Hold on. All right. Well, with a little bit of persuasion, we got it at least for the one bolt that I had left to line up. Of course, if you look way down there, you can probably see it better than I can. This this opening here actually is the exhaust recirculation. Yeah, it's supposed to go through that. It's like, no wonder they didn't put it on last time. Anyways, it's yeah, it's there. At least now the plastic bits around here won't melt as quickly. So let's get that bolt in. Okay, so I plastered some anti-seize compound on there, not as if I might ever take this off again, but maybe I will. You never know. If I do next time, there we go. That's pretty solid. If it starts to rattle, I'll just drill a hole and put a self-tapping screw through here somewhere. But for now, it's good enough. This thing rattles and rolls down the highway anyways. So, what's next? Oh, yes. Let's walk this way, shall we? I think today I'm going to tackle this bolt. And I have a cut-off tool. And I'm going to try to cut it off as close as I can and sneak out that this, so I can get it onto the bench and actually heat it up and try to get this bolt out of here. If not, well, it's just going to be the way it's going to be, and that's about it. But let's set up the camera then. Okay, here we are. So just beware, this might get a bit noisy or not. Guess I should turn the air on. Always helps when you flip the air lever so you can... All right, here we go. Almost through. Is it through enough? So now, didn't make too much of a mess of the plastic. Now, will I be able to slide this puppy out? I guess not. All right, some more adjustment is needed. Let me struggle with this a little bit more. Well, that wasn't actually too bad. We got it out. So now comes the fun part. I think I'm going to try to... This is going to be a bit tricky because you don't want to tighten it too much and crush it. But you want it in there enough. So what I'm going to do, these are handy dandy. I forget what they call them, but they have special teeth on them so that when the more you twist it, the more these lock in. Bolt busters, I think they're called, something like that. And they really torque down. You'll just like tear the metal off. But we gotta heat this up. And I'm gonna start small with a tiny little butane torch I have, and hopefully I can light it. Hold on. Okay, we got it lit. And gonna give it a little bit of heat. I just want to warm it up. See, I might have to take out the acetylene torches again. But as you can see, this is actually I actually use this for soldering a lot because it's not a huge flame, and you can direct the flame like very specifically to a spot. And so yeah, as you can see, it's getting a bit hot. It's not going to melt anything. These things aren't hot enough to melt steel. They're hot enough, obviously, to melt lead solder, plastic, anything, well, lead. Right, so let's see if that's kind of suggested that it might want to come out or not. Oh, do we have movement? My vise is not actually attached to the... Oh yeah, look at that. Don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can zoom in. As we... Nope. That's Mr. There, see, it's turning. It's turning. Yes, just that little bit of heat, and probably soaking it for like a week with WD-40. And there, we didn't have to pull out the big guns, although we got to be careful here. Let's get that back in there. And there we go. We have saved the fitting. There we go. Now it's coming out nicely. Let's shut this off so I don't burn the garage down. Safety first. Now, you know what? I'm going to just to make it a little bit easier. No, that's not tight enough. Now, of course, don't pick that up with your fingers. Let's see, can you see what I'm doing here? Oh, let's pan you out a bit. There we go. There we go. It's a little bit easier. Can control it now. And the bolt's going to come out. Now, as long as it comes all the way out. So what's next? Well, I'm going to make sure we clean up that thread. So let me get the rest of this off, and then we'll talk more. All right, so I actually found a bolt that pretty much fit. I put it back in here already, and I can even hand tighten it in there with a little, oh, well, it's a little stiff, but with a little help from my friend, we got her to go. So now the question is, this is the piece that goes on top of the well, goes right. So once the battery's in here, this goes in here, and then the bolt goes to, it's a battery lockdown system, right? So that the battery doesn't fly out in the event of an accident. So what is really, yes, so it's long enough that it catches. So hopefully, oh, maybe not. That was my, may or may not. So as you can see, it's barely, I might see, because, yeah, because the old bolt was small enough to fit in here, and I can't really cut this out, because there'd be nothing left. So I have to manually adjust this bolt to fit in there, basically meaning I'm gonna have to cut off two of the sides so that bolt goes in there. So let me do that, and there we go. Probably shaved off a bit more than I should have. That's still pretty hot, but as you can see here now, that fits pretty much all the way down in there. And with the help of oh, that's not going to fit in there. 10 mil. Let me grab a 10 mil. All right. There we go. Now we have penetration, and should be enough room to get the bag. Well, we won't know until we know now, won't we? So that is that took a whole lot longer than I wanted it to, but it's done, and now we are technically safe. Yes, I could have went to Ford and got that bolt, I guess, and paid like $25 for it or something. I don't know. But anyways, let's go back to the car. Okay, well, since the car is still up on jacks, I can't get a camera mounted up this close, but here is where the battery box goes in there, right down in there. So I'm gonna have to use two hands and sneak it in there, but I put some anti-seize on there, anti-seize on the bolts, and so yeah, battery box going back in. All right, so we got our bolt, we got it back in here. We'll get our, I know you can't see anything, but we got it started. We got our other bolt here. Get that one down in there. Come on, get in there. There you go. All right, it's started. We'll grab our extension here just by hand, and but it wasn't actually that hard to get out. It was actually full of water. The drain hole there was plugged, of course, so it filled with water. But now that everything is, but as you can see, with everything put together, there is not a lot of room in this engine compartment to do anything if it's all together. So anyways, we got we got another bolt here. I keep uncycle. Remember? Oh yes. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have to tighten that one up. All right, let me tighten these up. All right, well, let's get to it then. Let's get our brand new air filter in there. Napa. There you go. Fits in there quite nicely. Very snug. Looking for a part number for the Ford Focus, this engine, 22524. I think with my discount it was like $17 or something like that. Right, now, for the moment of truth, our cover. Will it? So it seems to be fitting on there where it should be. Let's get our handy dandy trusty screwdriver and tighten these down. Was that the one we fixed? No, I think this is the one we fixed. It's not lining up. Maybe we gotta unline these up first. It's always one of them that's a problem, isn't it? It's always that back one. Come on. There we go. There she's in now. This is so much harder doing this one-handed, holding a camera, showing it. So that's tight. We're gonna hand tighten those now. All right, intake on. I squirted some air intake cleaner in there before I strapped it all together. So it's gonna be a little hard to start at first because all that stuff, and then when it goes, it'll be like a big plume of smoke. But anyways, that's on. This is attached, all the wires. I don't have any leftover pieces. That's a good thing. Battery's gonna go in now, and then we're gonna fill the coolant. But I always forget the sequence. But when you're removing a battery, you always remove the negative post first. Why? Why do you remove the negative first? Because if you have your wrench and your wrench is going to be metal and you touch a piece of the car while taking it off, it's negative to negative. You're not going to spark or anything. However, if you are diddling with this when this is still attached to the battery and you touch another metal piece, you can arc or get a big spark or even weld your whatever you're using to whatever it is that he touches. So putting it back on is the reverse. You want to not have the negative part of the battery touching anywhere, because if you hook up the positive side to the positive side of the battery, there's no continuity and you can touch whatever you want. So let me get that down in there. All right, that wasn't too hard, but now is the moment of truth. This little fella here, this little piggy went to market. This little piggy went wee all the way home. Now, as you can see, as I can see, we have a clear view of, and let's, do I remember what size that was? Okay, yes, I remember it's a size 10, and I think we have success. She is tightening down, and oh, well, that's not good. We want it. It's not holding down the battery at all now, is it? Oh, it was supposed to slide. We slide the battery over. Oh, I think this battery is just a tad small. Well, it's better than it was, and let's it's underneath it now. If you don't tell anyone, I won't. Oh, that's right. Let me figure this out. Well, I don't know if this is how it's actually supposed to go in, but I flipped it over, and now it was just barely long enough, but I got it where it's tight. It's tightened down now, and the battery is in there solid, so it's not moving around anymore. Mission accomplished. Let's get our battery post on there. I believe that's a 10 mil. So we can safely tighten that down. There we go. And now we can safely tighten this one down as well. There. Right, so hopefully the battery was fine. Here's the other cover. This cover goes on here to protect all the bits. Kind of like that. I'll fool with that later. Now on to I bought some Ford coolant just because, although usually I'd probably just put whatever I had. But it's pre-mixed, it's easy. And yeah, is everything okay? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, when we start it up. Here's the block heater cord. It's not really in the perfect place that I want it, but it's yeah, it's there. What is a block heater cord? Well, in wintertime it gets really, really cold here. Like sometimes close to the -40 and -40 Fahrenheit and Celsius are the same thing. So we have this, it's a little heater that gets bolted to the block, inside the block, to heat the coolant, or antifreeze as we refer to it in winter. And it warms up the engine just enough that it starts a whole lot easier. So let's go set up, and we're going to pour in our coolant. All right, we're all set up. Hopefully I don't step in my oil pan. Let's pop the seal on this puppy. Dispose of it correctly, throwing it behind me. Let's not forget where I put that. And I really should use a funnel. I'm going to spill it all over the place. All right, we have funnel. Now, we're only going to be able to fill it up so much, because we're going to have to run the engine, because, you know, the heater cords, everything's been drained out of that, and the engine block's probably pretty much empty of coolant. So we add coolant until and let it we're gonna have to run it, and then as the engine heats up, it blows out the air and starts sucking in the coolant. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that, there's some bubbles. Sometimes you take the rad hose and you give it a few squeezes to get things moving, getting things bubbling. So this is the point to where I pretty much have to start it. The moment of truth, the real moment of truth, starting it up. So let me clear off some stuff here. and we'll start it up, and then we'll move it out of the garage if it starts and let it run outside. All right, here we go. Well, it started easier than I thought it did. So, yeah, seems to be running pretty good. So now, oh yeah, see, that's the throttle body cleaner stuff. So we better move it out into the driveway here. Well, I bet you were expecting me to say, hey, it's all ready and it's done, it's good to go, and, well, no. So let's talk about that. All right, well, as a matter of fact, everything seems to be good. No leaks, although, yes, it's wet here because when the cooling fans are not turning on, which could have been contributory to blowing something up if it overheated and blowing the a crack in the housing, because they do get quite hot. So we had it's just the fans are just totally not coming on. Fuse is good, so I'm gonna have to investigate this. Gonna have to ply the ear of my brother-in-law, Crazy Bill, to see if there's where I should start. I got the scanner on there. The temperature is reading, as far as I know, properly. So the temperature sensor is working, as far as I know, because it's reading up to it goes past where the fans should cut in. Anyways, that's where we're at. So it's not over until it's over, they say. As far as I can tell, everything else is working fine. It just, when it gets, it's not cooling. So I guess that's it for this episode. It's not over yet. So well, when I find out what the heck is going on, yes, I did replace the fan resistor. So there's a resistor that controls there's two fans. Fan number 1 comes on at the lower temperature. Fan number 2 comes on if it gets hotter, so both of them. Or if the AC is on. I turned the AC on, neither fan's coming on, so I don't know what's going on yet. It could be the resistor again, but until I find out, I won't know, and then you won't know until I know, and then you will know. So anyways, thanks for watching, and do what you love and love what you do, even though it's frustrating sometimes. Thanks for watching, and we'll get Farm Dog Max in here next time. Bye for now.